They worship at the altar of madness.
This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer Into Reaction, and I readily admit that as far as the production of a movie goes, I've grown accustomed to certain things. I've grown accustomed to well-done sound production. I've grown accustomed to well-shot movies. I've grown accustomed to well-acted movies. I've grown accustomed to very well-done special effects. The problem with that attitude is that if you don't have a lot of money to produce a movie, some of those things may be lacking. Maybe your movie is not so well shot. Maybe it's not so well acted. Maybe your director is new. So therefore, his control of what's going on isn't quite as good as, let's say, someone like Ridley Scott. That's something that should be understood, but it's hard to understand when the caliber of film that's typically released is very good. Whether it's a good movie or not is not what I'm talking about necessarily. Everything that goes into it tends to be very well done, even if it's not well written, even if it's not necessarily an enjoyable movie. It's still a movie. And a lot of smaller productions, by my reckoning, aren't necessarily even that. So, making movies is hard. Making movies with minimal resources is even harder. While I've noticed that oftentimes you have people who romanticize the process of working with little resources, namely the notion that it forces you to find a way to do things that don't cost millions of dollars. There's something to be said for that perspective, but at the same time, sometimes having nothing, relatively speaking, is having nothing. And there's not a lot you can do with that. I mention that because I'm looking at the trailer for a movie called Pater Noster and the Mission of Light. I don't know anything about it, though based upon what I read, it's from an underground director named Christopher Bickel, who's trying to do a lot with very little, which is to say, he has no money, but he's trying to create films that look like he does. And that is always a difficult thing at the best of times. In any case, let's look at the official trailer for Pater Noster and the Mission of Light.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah, Pater Noster and the Mission of Light. Major, want this item for me? I'd kill for a copy.
Word has it, the lucky ones destroyed their copies.
Curse.
Curse?
If you believe in that sort of thing.
I don't. This commune put it out in the early 70s. Rare as shit.
No one has had any contact with anyone from the Mission of Light since they disappeared in the mid-1970s.
Pater Noster is still alive.
They worship at the altar of madness.
These white people. This isn't normal.
You feel all of us inside of you.
Victimhood
Oh my God!
is the social currency of these kids today. If they want to play it, let them see it.
Fuck your entire generation!
Fear is incredibly powerful.
Well, that was the official trailer for Pater Noster and the Mission of Light. And as I say a lot, it looks like a movie. And that's not a simple thing. What I have in the past, and I'm trying to get over, though what people take for granted, is that a movie looks good. Whether you like it or not, it looks good. And that's not true. It is hard to do. You have to light it. You have to have the right location. You have to have the right production design. You have to have the right actors. You have to do so much to make a movie look like a movie. It is hard. And based on the trailer, this looks like a movie. Now, some of the shots seem a little tight in a way that productions with less money tend to do. I thought that was something that kind of called out that there was lacking money. But on the whole, it looks really good. And it looks bonkers. I'm going to keep a lookout for Pater Noster and the Mission of Light, because I think this is something that will be worth seeing. Now, what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com. Trailer into reaction. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or a follow.